Hello class, a very pleasant morning to all of you. I hope that you all are doing well. Welcome to the online classes of St. Thomas High School, Mahua. Today, I, Rita Parekh, am here to further continue with the subject of social science for the students of class 8th. My dear students, in the last lecture, we started unit number 7 and we studied what is weather. Weather is the changes in the temperature, rain, humidity of the atmosphere at a particular time of a particular region is considered as weather. So today we are going to start with a new topic. What is climate? You might be wondering that weather and climate is one and the same, but there is a slight difference in climate and weather. Let's see what is climate. The average condition of rain, temperature and moisture for over more than 35 years in any region is known as climate. So we can say weather is what we can consider which is indicated at a particular point of time in a particular region. But in climate, the average condition of rain, temperature, moisture over last 35 years is known as climate. Let me give you an example. The climate of desert is continuously hot. That means if we go towards Kutch, Bhuj, we can experience more heat, more cold. But once we move out of those regions and come in the middle part of India, that means in Ahmedabad, middle part of Gujarat, that means near Ahmedabad, we can experience moderate climate, that is average rainfall, average heat and temperature, average cold and average humidity. So such changes in the condition for last over 35 years is known as climate. Let's see what is greenhouse farming. Countries with cold climate receive less heat from sun. This hampers the growth of plants and vegetables. My dear students, you might have studied in science that a plant or for the growth of plants and vegetables, they require sunlight. So once if they don't receive the sunlight, the proper growth of plants and vegetables won't take place. So the countries which experience more cold, those countries which are having cold climate receives less heat from sun. Hence, arrangements are made to accumulate adequate heat from the sun. So in order to make the proper growth of plants and vegetables, they make various kinds of arrangement so that they can accumulate, they can save, they can store the sunlight. The roof is made of either glass or cloth to allow the sun rays to penetrate and sustain the heat inside the building, and this practice is known as greenhouse farming. So in order to save the heat, in order to store the heat of the sun, they make the roof of either glass or cloth. You might have seen, for example, this is just an example, you might have seen the solar panels, okay, solar water heater, solar cooker. The glass is kept and hence at the end they store the sunlight. So in the same way, in the process of farming, they do the same thing. Either they use glass or cloth and store the sunlight so that they can sustain the growth of plants and vegetables, and hence such practice is known as greenhouse farming. The very next topic is changing climate. So how does a climate change in a particular area? Let's see the photographs. The first photograph here is what we can see of arid land, in which there are cracks in the land due to lack of rainfall. The very next picture next to the arid land is of desert. So here we can see that there is lack of water and sand can be found in the desert regions. The very third photo is of a pond, a structure in which water is filled. So we can assume that in this area the amount of rainfall will be okay. That means it will be moderate. The fourth photo which we can see is of glacier. That means the climate of the particular region will be very much cold. The next photo is of forest area. So here we can assume that in forest area generally they receive good amount of rainfall. And the last photo here is of a place where there is flood. That means huge amount of rainfall will be coming in that region, and the people are suffering from flood. Write one sentence about each of the picture given above in your notebook. So my dear students, this is what we will write once we come in the regular classes. Till then, no need to write this in your fair book. Let's start with a very next topic, that is global warming. You must have heard this word since last 2-3 years since you started studying. But let me tell you students, according to a recent report that is not yet fixed, but we can say that according to a recent report, the scientists in the various parts of the world have assumed that due to the effects of global warming, the Arctic Ocean, in the Arctic Ocean, the amount of snowfall, the amount of glaciers are totally melting, and it is assumed that within 15 years the entire glaciers will be melted into the ocean because of global warming. So let's study in detail what is global warming. Global warming refers to an unequal and continual rise in the average temperature of Earth's climate due to greenhouse gases. What is global warming? Global warming is an unequal and a continual rise in the average temperature. That means due to increase in the temperature, not equally, but the amount. In some regions we can find that the amount of temperature is very much high compared to the other regions, and there is a continuous rise in the temperature of the Earth's climate due to some of the greenhouse gases. Such effects are known as global warming. It occurs when certain gases entrap infrared radiations, that is UV rays. It occurs when in the atmosphere some of the gases which are leaked, and hence it is supporting UV rays. These effects make the planet warmer, which subsequently reaches to global warming. This effect which makes the planet warmer deep inside, and with the effects of this there is a continuous rise in the temperature, it is considered as global warming. Here is a photo given. See, deforestation plus CFC, that is chlorofluorocarbons, then oil and petrol. Then the radiation of oil and petrol is absorbed by the greenhouse gases, and hence in the atmosphere there is continuous rise. So dear students, here we are at the end of the video. In the next video, we are going to study further various topics related to global warming. Various examples will be there. So stay tuned with the lecture and stay safe at your home. Thank you.